Good morning class. Today we are going to start with chapter number 1st of history, beginning of the modern world, how the modern world began or started, okay, how it came into existence. So during the ancient period, ancient you can say belonging to the very distant past, okay, the past period that is not now in existence, okay, means that is not now at present, it is not that. So during the ancient period, European culture or European society was dominated first by the Greeks and then by the Romans. So this European society or European culture, it was dominated, means it was controlled firstly by the Greeks, and after that the Greeks, then by the Romans, okay. With the collapse of the Roman Empire, Europe entered the Middle Ages. When the Roman Empire, it came to a fall, okay, when there was a fall of the Roman Empire, Europe, this culture, it entered the Middle Age, means from the ancient period they entered to the Middle period. In the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church had ruthlessly enforced blind adherence to its dogmas and practices without any kind of questioning. So when they came into Middle Age, the Catholic Church, means the Christianity, okay, so the church had ruthlessly means without pity, not having any type of pity, enforced blindly adherence, means attachment or commitment to a person. They have committed to the person, to its dogmas, means they have set their own principles and people they have to follow. They were applied. Enforced means it was applied, that these rules were or these principles are applied on the people without any kind of questioning. So it means the people, the Europeans, they can't question also, they can't ask that what is going on, for what we have to do, why we should follow. No, there was no questioning at all. Education and learning were confined, they were restricted, people were not allowed to have education. To the priestly class, means to the priestly class, those who belong to the priestly class. Likewise, the feudal system had rigidly imposed the socio-economic hold of the feudal lords over their immediate subordinates. Likewise, the feudal system you can say, like landholders are there, they are providing land to the tenants, those who are not having the land. So feudal system was there, had rigidly imposed, rigidly in a strict way, it was forced on someone, okay, it was forced on the people, the socio-economic hold of the feudal lords over the immediate subordinate. Subordinate means the people, those who are in lower rank or they are lower in position, okay, so on them this feudal system was running. The landlords, they were giving lands to them, and they were means it was strictly told to them in a strict manner, it was forced on them that they have to work on their lands. The orthodox feudal lords, orthodox means traditional, this was running traditionally, lords who did not encourage free thinking. So they were not encouraged or they were not support for free thinking. Nobody was free, okay, everybody was their slave, everybody was working like slaves. Then sources, a thing from which something originate, okay, means we are a source of something. So sources from the study of this period are myriad, means countless. If we want to study about this period, we are having myriad sources, means countless sources we are having. They can be divided into primary and secondary sources. These resources, they are divided into primary and secondary sources. Primary sources include government reports were there, books are there, memoirs, a historical account or biography written from personal knowledge, okay, means which personally we are having any knowledge, so written on that knowledge. Books are written or biographies are written, letters, paintings, sculptures, means statues or models, then buildings, monuments, and all other archaeological remains. Archaeological, you can say, study of human history. So it was human history, that what has happened with the Europeans, how they were controlled. Then secondary sources include interpretation, that explanation of the primary sources by historians. So these secondary sources, they are giving explanation of the primary sources. They are in the form of reports, reviews, commentaries. Commentaries is also explanation, articles and books, okay, so explanation is given through this secondary sources. Then Renaissance. Renaissance, you can say rebirth. Okay, so when Europeans, they were having their rebirth when they entered the modern period. From the 14th to the 17th century, there occurred in Venice, Milan, Florence, Genoa and other Italian cities a glorious revival of enthusiasm for learning art and literature of the ancient Greeks and Romans. From 14th to 17th century, there occurred in Venice, in means cities are there, Venice, Milan, Florence, Genoa and other Italian cities, a glorious revival, means there was a wonderful improvement of enthusiasm, means people were eager for learning art and literature. They were eager for learning their art and literature. Literature are written work. Okay, so whatever is written in books of the ancient Greeks and Romans, that how Greeks and Romans, they have ruled here, how they have controlled the people. This revival was called the Renaissance. So this revival, this improvement was called Renaissance. The word Renaissance means rebirth or revival, means the rebirth of the Europeans. In the context of European history, it has a wider meaning. Context, the parts of something written. Okay, in the context means whatever was written in European history, it has wider meaning. The Renaissance marked the transition change. It changed the whole Europe from the medieval to the modern age. So like this, they entered from medieval period to the modern period. Everything was changed. The thinking of people, how to live, everything was changed. From the 14th century onwards, there was a gradual break away from the domination of the church, means there was a slow attack, that people, they were attacking slowly, so they were getting themselves free from the domination of church, means how church people were ruling, how Christianity were ruling. A spirit of inquiry, a strong desire to know or learn something. Okay, so a spirit of inquiry ushered in the age of reason and rationalism. Ushered means mark the start. When this started, when people started, when they were having spirit of inquiry, they were eager to know everything in the age of reason and rationalism, means when people, they were coming in the modern age. Okay, when they were free from the church. Okay, when they were free from the Catholic rule, at that time they have started learning about this, the learning power, the art and literature. Rationalism, the practice or principle of basic opinions and actions on reasons and knowledge rather than on religious belief, means people were not believing in religious beliefs. Okay, they were having their own principles. So they were, when they were free from this age or this period, then they were having a spirit of inquiry. Art, religion, literature, politics and science flourished during this time. So these art, religion, literature, politics and science, these all the you can say these all features, these features grow, they flourish or they grow during this modern period. It spread to various sections of the society. So this new, that modern period, it spread to the modern societies also, or to the many sections of the society. So everybody, they were eager, they were having a spirit of inquiry now, they were eager to learn about everything. So kings, noblemen, kings also and noblemen, those who are higher in position or higher in rank. Okay, so noblemen and the middle class professionals. Middle class professional means those who are working for someone and they are given salary. Okay, so and even the common people were greatly inspired. They were inspired and enthused means encouraged, they were supported. Scholars, poets and artists were patronized and universities were set up to promote classic learning. Scholars, a specialist in a particular branch of study, someone who is you can say he is a specialist in particular subject. Okay, so he is a scholar. Scholars, poets and artists, they were supported and universities were set up to promote classic learning. there is no exact date to mark the beginning of the Renaissance. So we are not having one exact date to mark, means to when this Renaissance, this rebirth started. They are not having any exact date. It was an evolutionary process, means it was a just change which started in Italy. This change, it started from Italy and gradually spread all over Europe, and slowly it's getting spread, it get to spread in Europe also over a period of more than 200 years. It took the time period of 200 years. This process changed many existing beliefs and resulted in significant breakthroughs in the studies of the law of nature, astronomy, mathematics, medicine, printing, literature, painting, sculpture and religious outlook. So this process, it changed many existing beliefs. Existing means that is in current position, okay, which we are having in current time. So belief, the faith, okay, they have changed. The means at present what faith people were having, so it was totally changed, and it resulted in significant breakthroughs, means in the development of studies of the law of nature, astronomy. People started to learn the laws. The astronomy, that is a branch of science which deals with space. Mathematics, medicine, printing, literature, painting, sculptures models that are made by carving of stones. Carving means cutting down of stones. And religious outlook, means now people were having a religious point of view. Now they were understanding everything through religion. Means what religion we are having same religion, we are of one religion, we are belonging to one nation. So people were having now that type of spirit. So students, that's all for today. I hope that this much is clear to you. Please revise this much. We will meet in next video.